June 16th, 9:46 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Hello everyone, Triple S back, you smart. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. I'm feeling tired, let's just get straight into it, I guess. We're back in the courtroom, so you know how it goes. Mr. Wright's not here today. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yep, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, TRUCY. Yep, fine. We'll be fine. Here comes justice. I started my voice training at 5 this morning. Ooh, do some now. I want to see, here. Huh? Oh, okay. My name is Apollo Justice and I'm fine. That's more like a self-mantra than voice training. I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? Good morning. Yo, sup? Hit me with the guilty verdict, G. See if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Not really. Walkie, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. My worst fears realised. The trial's starting, and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. Tuesday, 16th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Waki Kitaki. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Ready to rock and roll, Herr Judge. Oh, it's him! The guy from yesterday. He's the prosecutor? It's Mr. Gavin's brother. ... Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Are you taking a leave of absence? You know that little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say 9 to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, yeah? I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I fear that you might still be distraught over that one trial. Not to worry, Herr Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts, yeah? How can I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? It was worth cancelling a show or two. Understood. You may give your opening statements to the court. Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law. That's no way to get the crowd jumping, Herr Judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. Achtung, baby. Today we play it my way. What's that noise? Sometimes you have to get on up in order to get down. They're prosecuting. This is crazy. The victim, Pal Maractis, director of the Maractis Clinic. Scene, People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand? Yes, I believe you will only find that out by asking the defendants right here, right now. Because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean, undeniable? If you are to glare at anyone, Herr Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. This crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see. Very well. Please admit this witness to the court. Nine. Not yet. First, there is a little matter to be cleaned up. Could you talk without the accompaniment? I swear I could see the guitar for a second. What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? The motive, Herr Judge. Why did little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Maractis Clinic? Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh? But what if the defendant specifically requests to do so, as he did this morning? I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said. What? What is right? They always say that on stage you should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Since it's got you good here, Polly. I says Polo then. Polly. Well, this is highly unusual, but The court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So, you, son, are the defendant's walkie, are you? He ain't your son, old man. You step to a Kataki, you best be prepared to step strong. You step to a public official, you best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him, Walkie sure has guts. It's not his guts I'm worried about. Well then, the court will now hear the testimony on the defendant's motive. From the defendant himself. Waki Kitaki's truth. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago, he messed up my op something bad. And then he just lets me go, without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in and get another doc to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying? You're saying you were one of the victim's patients? A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street. True dat. To tell you one thing, that doc was whack. Very well, the defence may begin the cross-examination. Can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing about all of this. Oh, okay, we've got to press statement 3 to start with. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. 1, and a 2, and a 3. Press. So you were a patient at the Monetisation clinic half a year ago. For what reason? I had what you might call a mark of honour. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? We had a little run-in with the Rivalese family. That's when I pulled a jack move. And ran into an ambush. G busted a cap right in me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. And ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time. By yourself. Hey, I was more than a match for those guys. So you were carried to the Monetisation clinic from there? Apparently he was shot in the heart. Shot in the heart and he's still alive? I can catch bullets between my teeth. But I've never learned how to catch them with my heart. The bullet stopped just short of my thumper. You know what I'm saying? I would have been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. So, as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. I was going to say that I thought he was going to say that ain't the half of it, but he didn't. We press this. And we press the next statement. What do you mean, he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad. It sounds as though Herr Doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar, straight up. He's a badder G than me. So I gotta go in, get another press. So this bullet is still... You know it, I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressed up against my heart. Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles. Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, G-Man. J-Man. Saying G-Man like freaking Half-Life. J-Man. But no accident, that's for shizzle. It seems like there were issues with this doctor. Man, putting him down was like doing the world a favour. Walkie, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight. But why did this mistake only come to light that day? It was found during the family health checkup. Family checkup? That was the wackiest thing of all. All those G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away, bazoy! A relief to hear. What a relief. Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. What? Yep, Dr. Maractis had knowledge concerning this ticking time bombing you. Knowledge that could have saved your life. No way, that's whacked. There is proof. Your checkup report. Walkie's checkup report added to the court record. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. You're just as careless as he was. Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started. Started? We've had enough of a warm-up act, yeah? Time to hear from the witness. Lucky sure is quiet all of a sudden. Well, uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? Oh god. I know this guy is, so you will tell us your name and occupation. My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you refer to some labour and the profit society at large sorts of livelihood in which definition I must confess to being unemployed. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of the identity which is commonly attached to the notion of occupation. And once we have accepted this reality, we see that our occupation is not just ours per se, but derives instead from the vagueness inherent in all representations of thought. Oh, by which he means to say that he's a student. Whew, I tried my best to keep up with that then. Oh. A junior Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, honing my... Herr Stickler, please direct said curiosity to this case at hand today. Christ almighty. Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime. You ask quite simplistically that what I saw, however, we must understand that Homo sapiens possess two eyes, each of which is designed to receive and interpret sending images in the form of signals to the... probably signals to the brain, he was about to say. A night in the park! That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping, when I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot. The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Was there anyone else in the park at that time? I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not. The pistol our witness refers to is this. The court accepts this into evidence. Pistol added to the court record. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Honour. TRUCY, why are you staring like that at the witness? That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before. Okay, we've got to go straight to statement 5. I'm pretty sure it's the last. It's not the last statement, is it? 1, 2. We've got to go to a shot. Shots, and we press. You're absolutely certain only one shot was fired? Yep, of course it was one shot. Why do you ask? Aha, contradiction, finally. Mr. Stickler, according to the court record, the pistol was fired twice. Complete contradiction. Good eyes, Herr Justice. You're cool, real cool. Eh? You really think so? Yet, there is no reason why this other shot had to have been fired that night. Meaning? This pistol came from the Kentucky family mansion, yeah? I think it's not unreasonable to assume the pistol had been fired once before that night. During, perhaps, another altercation? He's got a point. Judging from his smug expression, I'd say Prosecutor Gavin had the answer ready before you even spotted the problem. He seems pretty confident in his testimony. We always make the biggest mistakes when we're our most confident. He's got a weak point somewhere, Apollo. Find it. Right. Would you give that testimony another listen? Yep, and we're back to statement 1 again. Why does it always do that? I hate when it does this. Okay, we've got to go to a shot. And we present the practice autopsy report. Woo! If that's all of it, I think I have a chance. Is that you relaxing, I see, Herr Justice? Huh? Oh, Objection! Once is quite enough, Mr. Justice. Hello, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet. Right. Look at this. The autopsy report. Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right, a problem. Problem. Yes, the problem is the location of the entry wound. The location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not? I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It's quite simple, really. First, understand that when I say square, I'm speaking not of geometrical absolutes. What I do mean by this, for example, the deflection of a meter is that many the wavelength of the light emitted by a krypton particle, as we all know. In addition, it is a well-known fact that krypton particles are rare and invisible to the naked eye, which points to a basic fallacy in your line of reasoning, namely that Mr. Justice. Yep. What's your objection to these, krypton particle things? This is the big time and you're obsessed with something so small? You disappoint me. No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell me. Just look at the autopsy report. Oh, where'd my voice go? The location of the entry wound was the right temple. Temple? Mr. Stickler, you said quite clear that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction, isn't it? It is right. Finally. Hair Justice. Oh, Hair Justice. Yep. Your tactics are outdated, trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago? Phoenix Wright, was it? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony. Ah! Hey, hair forehead. Forehead? Let us imagine you are walking through the park. You are walking though the park, shall we? You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, hair forehead? Well, I guess I would try to stop them. Probably shout stop. And you, Fraulein? Me? Well, I'd probably scream, eek! And you, Hair Stickler? What did you shout, I wonder? Ah! If the victim turned his head at the last moment... Ah, yes. Thank you for jogging my memory. Sounds like an addendum to the testimony is required. Something's making a lot of noise outside. It's really bad because I have my windows open because it's boiling hot in the UK lately. A Night in the Park 2, the sequel. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease at once, you two! I cried with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. I see. So he attempted to stop the crime. I think I know how this case is actually done now. It's kind of coming back to me. I think I might know how it's done, actually. Indeed, with composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that. That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram if you would. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it, stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of this nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer were to have fired at just that moment, as you can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple, as in the report. That does seem to be the case. Witness the power of a junior in Ivy University's Department of Science. Very well, Miss Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. We've got to go straight to statement 3. The victim turned in the direction of my voice. 1, 2, 3, and press. Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned? Indeed, I would say about at the same time to be precise. The victim didn't ask you for help. It could be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step. Told the show that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him. Don't say that too loud, Trucy, please. Now we've got to go to statement 5, tossing the pistol aside. And we press. You didn't try to apprehend the criminal? It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't the time. Isn't something about that striking was odd, Apollo? What? The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away. According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes? In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find. Find something? Find what? I like that contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go. Not as sad as I feel. What do we do now? This testimony is getting a little clearer. She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. We're gonna go all the way back to statement 5. Tossing the pistol aside. And we present the pistol itself. Objection! Wait a second. Just another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own murder discourse, you can't see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second, you say. A second? We intended to wait just that, a single second, 1/16th of a minute. 60th. That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes, 35 seconds, Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honour? I'm meant to understand you're objecting to the length of a second. Yes! I mean, no! Yeah, just look at the pistol. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it. Ah, come on, ploy. Made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints. Wait, you said the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints. Ah, the little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there. I'm not little. Then let's think like adults, shall we, for our line? Eh. What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves? ... Gotta admit, did think of that, Apollo. Well, Mr. Justice, could the killer have been wearing gloves? No way. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you said it did, you wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol. That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. Ah. Now this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well, Herr Forehead, any of your precious objections? ... What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work. You know, I've only recently realised something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. What do you mean, nothing to say? Is it not obvious from what the witness just said? Huh? Isn't what obvious? When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Wacky drop a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Wacky threw away. You're right. He's just confused because the pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Well, it could be said that I'm quite offended. Well, it isn't too true that once in my youth I wrote a letter. Seized by the teacher, oh god, I can't read that. That's going really fast. What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defence have anything to say about this? Well, what he threw wasn't a pistol. It had to be something else. At least one person on the defence team seems to be thinking. I'll wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? Where is it? It was a knife. Is that a sword? I saw one of those in the late night movie last night. Great, a sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints. This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw away wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Ah, indeed. Oh, Herr Forehead. You're forgetting two other things you've just proven. Huh? One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Wakikitaki. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim. Oh, indeed. Never underestimate a Gavin is a lesson here. This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please. It's always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming, yes, that's what I said, assuming! As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are, assuming that my assumption is no better. What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. It should be the last statement of the video, the last testimony rather, from shot to call. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Why didn't you chase the killer? He was, as you say, a killer. Of course I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also now know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not? Does it not, Mr. Justice? Better find a way to take this testimony down quick. We press everything! From shot to call, we press everything. Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kentucky mansion. There's a dog going crazy outside. Achtung! Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. How did he know that's where I was going? Don't you give me that look, TRUCY. Nor can I simply leave the good conscience. He was certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing. If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab room floor. Ooh, cool answer, very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. TRUCY looks like she has something to say. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Nice. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. A proof in 3 parts. Exquisite, simply exquisite. He actually looks like he's going to cry. She keeps looking at us. 10 minutes later, please show up, blah blah blah. No one else. Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. Is that all? No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say, I saw nothing. It was late at night. It's not hard to think there would be few people around the park. So we just stood there, watching. Not much to go on there. TRUCY, do you want to say something? TRUCY, if you've got something to say, yeah, by all means say it. I can't find a single problem with that testimony. Had enough at last, hair forehead? Maybe it's time to back off a bit. Yeah, we'll back off a bit. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. It appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony. There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. No. No! It seems we've come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be all. How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, hair forehead? I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Waki Kitaki. Eek! Oh god. TRUCY? Nobody move. What's the meaning of this? Who are you? ... There'll be no verdict in this court. Not yet. Wait, are you one of the Kitakis? The Kitakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes. Head Judge? I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman. Recess, 20 minutes, or I promise you'll regret it. Wait! How did it disappear so fast? Come to defendant lobby, Apollo! I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man. To be continued. Dun dun dun! So, Waki's pretty much was going to go to jail with all that testimony against him, and him also saying that he did it, which is not fun. Very Larry Butts right there. And then some mysterious stranger comes in, threatens to kill TRUCY. Oh my god! Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. Some more Apologists, Ace Attorney, where we'll find out what happens to TRUCY with her apparently being kidnapped somehow. I don't know. And we'll see if we can think of anything to discredit this stickler guy and get Waki off the hook. We'll have to see. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.